Today on American Outlaw, I'm going to teach you how to properly dope your rifle for this hunting season. For this video, I'll be using my 2024/into 2025 hunting rifle. Nobody sponsored any of the parts on this rifle. This is 100% me, yours truly. Hunting is my passion. Long range is my passion. It's what I do. So I don't know, I guess 20 years now of literally trying to find what is the best hunting rifle setup for me. I still haven't found it yet, but this is my latest attempt. First off, it's the Manners LRH. It means long range hunter. I like it because it has a spot for a tripod. I seem to be shooting off of a tripod a lot more here lately. If you guys go back and look at that 6mm Creedmoor video, I showed you a couple of options to shoot off of a tripod. I think they'll help you. It has a cheek weld. I always have to bring my cheek up just a little bit. Some people don't. That is 100% up to you and how it fits your body. The action I chose is the Terminus Zeus. The reason I did is because it has a quick change barrel assembly in it. And though I'm not a quick change barrel guy, because I'm going through trying to figure out what I like, I know I love the stock. I don't know if I love the contour of this barrel, and I don't know if I love the caliber. So I want to be able to get pre-chambered barrels, put them on here and use them and choose what I want. I also like the 45-degree bolt throw because it keeps your thumb out of the way of the scope, and it's just a lot faster in general to use. The trigger is a Bix & Andy trigger. I have this one set super light. Guys, I recommend somewhere 2.5 to 3 pounds for you because as it gets colder, the trigger gets lighter. So if you set it really, really light, then as it gets really cold, your finger's cold, and you might touch that off a little sooner than you wanted to.
And once you do that, it enables you to...
I have the Hawkins bottom metal. The reason I like the Hawkins is because it's a flush fit and it doesn't rattle whenever you're driving down the road or you're out walking when the gun is rocking up and down on your back. For the barrel, this is a Bartlein carbon fiber barrel. It's a size 14. I went with a size 14 on purpose because I'm trying to take the jump out of this gun whenever I'm shooting off of these rocks and I can't really load my bipod. The entire gun right now weighs 11 pounds, 8 ounces. It's just a little too heavy, but it's not. And so the heavier the gun, the better you'll shoot for sure. The silencer that I'm using today is the CGS, and I have the Hyperion K. It's probably my favorite hunting silencer. I have the Liberty's Defense. This protects it and will allow you to extend your shooting time out here. The scope rings are the Spur Hunter models. I actually put just a little rosin in there. I Loctited them down to 25 pounds each. I use the Fix-It sticks to be able to do that. This is the Night Force ATACR 7-35. And it's the, I believe, the Mil-R reticle. It doesn't have a Christmas tree in it because when I'm hunting, I'm not trying to hold over. When I'm hunting, I want to be able to dial. I have time. And I know you guys are waiting. You're like, dude, you didn't tell us what caliber. I know, it's the 7 PRC. This will be the first year I've used the 7 PRC. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people like it. A lot of people are saying it's not as impressive as they thought it was. I'm gonna give it a shot this year and see what it does. For the ammunition, guys, I honestly feel like Hornady ELDX is the cheat code. Hornady didn't sponsor me. They didn't pay me to say this. I literally buy Hornady ammunition whenever I'm buying if I'm not reloading. And because they don't have quality brass out that I'm aware of right now for the 7 PRC, there may be some guys that have come out. I'm so busy I haven't been reloading. So Lapua may have, Peterson could have, Alpha could have. I'm not 100% sure. Tell me in the comments, can I find 7 PRC anywhere? Why did I just get 200 rounds? I'm gonna shoot these 200 rounds. I'm gonna dope my gun. I'd like to get, it's somewhere around 150 and 250. For me, it's really more like 240 rounds. My barrel speeds up on most of my rifles. So you're gonna notice that, let's say it starts at 2800, and then it goes to 2850, 2860. I want to get my barrel sped up before I get my actual dope. And I also wanna get my barrel sped up before I start building a load. That's just me. Lots of people do it a lot of different ways. One thing for sure about precision long range, it's like voodoo magic and religion all combined. You do what works for you. I'm gonna give you a view of what works for me. One of the hasty ways to be able to bore sight your gun, I know a bore sighter's it's better, I totally get it. A hasty way to do it though is to be able to get your gun, look through the barrel, get the smallest target in there, get it inside of your barrel, don't touch it. Make sure that your optic is on the target. Now, this isn't gonna be 100% the best way, but it works pretty good. Today, I forgot my front rest, so I'm just using a Harris bipod. I prefer to use a front rest. Don't forget, I like to, while I'm doping right now, I just kind of use everything. And with this FX, you have to remember to aim the little hole right here at what you're trying to shoot at. And then we're gonna push the power button to activate it. And so we're using this Hornady ELDX 7mm PRC 175 grain. I know a lot of people kind of, you know, they're like, Hornady doesn't cut it for me. Well, it does for me. We've shot a few hundred animals and I've never had one fail, ever. I've heard stories of people having them fail. I've never had one fail. Okay, even though you have a silencer, we're underneath this deal right here, so I'm gonna put in the foamies. Years of wrecking your ears kind of sucks. So, 1 round in, and I'm getting in the center of a big portion of that target. Smacked that target. What I believe was center. Now that ran 28-20. Something that I do, and I'm just gonna tell you, this is probably something you should do. Leave your bolt open because you don't wanna start cooking that ammo. The powder is temperature sensitive. The longer you let it cook in the barrel, the faster that round's gonna go out, and it's not gonna give you a very good standard deviation. So now that I hit that target, I've got a brand new target up there, brand new, I don't know what it is, 2x2 target. I'm gonna shoot dead center, and I'm just gonna get a fine little 0 on that. All right, so I got my 0. I'm gonna open my bolt. I realize I am 1 3/4 mils high, and then I'm 1/2 mil to the right, so I'm gonna bounce to the left, 1/2 mil. Now, somebody's gonna say, hey, you're supposed to do a mil MOA scope video, and I am, and somebody else is gonna say, I thought hunters were supposed to use just MOA. And so I'm gonna do a full review on that for you guys, but for right now, you use whichever one you wanna use, it doesn't matter. We'll get into it. Here we go again. 1/10 low, 2/10 left. So let's drop another one in here real fast. Remember, whenever you're shooting, the more you muscle the gun, the better chance you're gonna have to miss. So make your natural point of aim to where you're just touching the trigger. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do now is I've got my rifle, my standard deviation. This barrel is smoking hot. I've put my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rounds is too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to leave the barrel up and into the wind, and we're just gonna let her cool off. Now, unfortunately for you guys, or unfortunately for us, unfortunately for you, we're gonna skip through this, but this is probably gonna take 10 or 12 minutes. I'm gonna grab another rifle and 0 it, and I just got 5 rifles I'm 0ing today. So while we're letting that cool off, you know, usually 3 or 4 shots is about it. I purposely just went through a bunch right there because I'm seeing that my group is pretty big. It's not near acceptable. I found that the more I shoot, it more will come back into it. So we'll let it cool down, shoot some more. It's taken just a little while for the gun to come in and kind of get working, kind of burn out that factory kind of copper foul up a little bit longer than I thought. Let's go down here and look at the target so I can explain it to you. I think that'll be the best way. I know a lot of you don't have a lot of precision rifles. I've got the M40A5. This was my original Sykes Hybrid Hunter. I brought my trusty 6.5 PRC out. I did hear once, a really good friend of mine, he said, hey Trey, before you start shooting long range, you should consider, can I say the type of drug? He said heroin. He said you should consider heroin because it's cheaper and it gives you a better thrill. And listen, while I've never done that, and kids don't do drugs.
Stop it. Get some help.
Long range shooting is almost an equal drug because it literally takes all the money out of your pocket, and it doesn't give you a very good thrill. You stay madder at yourself than happier with yourself. First round was here. Then second round was here. Third round, fourth round. 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Pause. Then I came back down here, 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, 4 round, 5 rounds. So it took me a total of, I believe I'm at 14-ish rounds. Maybe we're at 16. We'll go back and count. It started out opening up into roughly a 2-inch group, and it's fallen into, well, if I don't count this, it's fallen into a 5/8 group. If I count this, a 3/4 inch group. So that's why it's so important for you to get some rounds down it and watch that thing close up, especially on a new rifle. So watch it close up. When it closes up, then track your zero back. So we're gonna go back and do that. We're gonna track our zero, slip our turrets, and then we're gonna get this dope. For risk of YouTube saying that I'm jacking with a gun, I slipped my scope caps. If you guys want scope caps to be slipped, if you want to see that, go to Patreon. And I'll do a full setup on Patreon for you. But what I'm going to do right now is, this will be 20 rounds through the gun. The barrel is cool. I'm getting a brand new standard deviation on this, and the gun is zeroed. I've slipped the scope caps so that we can start our dope. But let's make sure we get a good standard deviation on it. 28.25. 28.53, that's a lot. That's not good. That's not good. Let's come in here mid-range somewhere. 28.37, all right. I like to get 5 shots in to be able to get this. She's wadding them up, boys. She is wadding them up. In all honesty, you don't even have to get that, but that's 28.61. So let's go to next. I had heard, so I'm a Hornady fan through and through, so I'm not griping at Hornady. It's 85 degrees out here. That's 5 shots. The standard deviation is 17. That's not good. That's really just not that good. It is shooting good down there, but that has to do with the seating depth of the bullet, the ogive. The ballistic coefficient on this is 717. That's pretty nice. But let's go to my applied ballistics, all right? So I'm going to go to applied ballistics. We're going to build a whole new gun in here. Now, I'm not sure if I can show you this on camera, but we're going to try. So Damien, can you put this on camera right here? Yeah. I have a 1 and 8.7 twist. We're going to call this the 7 PRC Beanland. And it's a right-hand twist, and my scope is, I believe it is 2 inches when I measured it. 2 inches. Offset is not. It is the Night Force Mil R reticle, I believe. Nope, it's the NPR1, right? Yep, NPR1. It's first focal plane. I'm shooting mils. Guys, you don't have to shoot mils. You can shoot MOA. It doesn't matter. But just turn it to what it is. Mils is 1/10. Make sure you got that right. Mils or 1/10, all right? After I get that together, I push done. And then what I do is I go to my Beanland rifle. I click here. I'm going to go from the bullet library, and I'm going to go 284 because this is a 7mm. I'm going to go to Hornady, and I'm going to the Hornady ELDX 175 grain. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and edit the muzzle velocity to, the average was 28.38, 28.38. If we do this right here, we know we're at 3,500 feet. Temperature is 85 degrees. Humidity doesn't matter. I just put 50%. And pressure is good. Let's go to done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the data at 1,000. All right. The wind is blowing straight at my back. So what we're going to do is, now we have that, we're going to see how well this works. So if you guys will just remember, 200 is 0.3, 300 is 0.9. Let's just go to 500 to save some time here, is 2.4. So I just figured all of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm it, and I'm going to try to record it through the scope for you. 200 yards, this is a yard range, is 0.3. So I got a bullet in here. Let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 0.3. And let's see if we can touch it off and see what she does. I'm going to shoot it in the heart. I can see that it hit, I just don't know where. All right, let's go to 300. 300 is 0.9. So one of the things that I really want you guys to pay attention to is Precision shooting when you're shooting at an animal. You need to be able to hit the animal in the vitals so you make a good, clean, ethical shot. All right, that's 300. There's a big warthog. Let's see what he's doing. Let's make sure you adjust your parallax. That's important. I honestly don't know what the scope cam does because I just got it. So I don't know what it does to your dope, but let's take a look. Mac attack. Also, guys, listen, I am not right now. I'm trying to let my barrel cool just a little bit as I'm going and just kind of give you guys a little tips. I'm 100% positive I need to get 100 rounds down this before I really tune this gun in. So I'm hunting this weekend, but you can bet your bottom dollar over the next 3 days, I'll be out here shooting every day because I want to make sure that I get this 100 rounds down so that I'm fine-tuned and ready to go when I leave. I heard it, but the sucker jumping off target. I mean, for sure that is pretty close. Let's see, what is 5 hundo? 5 hundo is 2.4. You can just go to 2.5 and do 1 click backwards. Get your 500. What is that, an old coyote right there at 500? All right, I see him. See that old dog? Got him. 600's 3.2. There we go. All right, 600. High right. All right, I saw that impact. All right, let me come down just a little bit, and a portion of this is just going to be wind. So one of the things you're going to find is when you start getting out there, start getting the barrel hot, the barrel's kind of hot right now, you're going to start seeing your dope move around. That means your ballistic coefficient's not 100% right inside your calculator. It means your speed's not 100% right. This is when we're doing some fine tuning. But again, one of the reasons why I fire out of this before I start reloading is because I want to get that 200 rounds down to speed up the barrel. But what I also want to do is I also want to blow this out to the chamber. So this will go back in this chamber, but if I had another 7 PRC, it's very likely in most cases, probably not a production rifle, but a custom rifle, this round isn't going to go in there because the brass expands. So what that does is then that allows me when I'm reloading to bump it down. I bump the shoulder down just a little bit and it fits in there perfectly. And that initial expand of brass is out and it seems to work a little bit better for me. But all right, let's see if I can hold just a little bit of wind here at the 600. And I'm going to hold dead on the target because I came down 2/10. And I smacked it. I also smacked my face. Did you see that? When you put a scope cam on here, you see how close my face is getting to this? You really need 2.5 fingers. So scope cam might tap you in the nose a little bit, but it's okay. All right, so I know now that my 600 is 3 mils, and it says that I'm 3.2. So that's when I come in and I say my 600 equals 3 mils. All right, let's let this barrel cool down because it's smoking hot. I mean, when I say, guys, it's smoking hot, like it's too hot to continue to shoot, so we do need to let it cool down. All right, guys, what do I think about the 7 PRC as I have it set up right now? Again, I have this set up as a heavier gun. I have it set up as an 11.8 pound gun. I would say if I wanted a mountain gun, a hunting gun like that, I would try to top it off at 10 pounds. The heavier the gun, the better you'll shoot, 100%. Look at this. Littering and. Where I'm hunting in West Texas, there's a lot of driving, making short walks, glassing, drive, short walks, maybe a short stalk. And so I like it for that. It works really well for that. It's probably not a hump it all day in the mountains gun, although you can hump it all day in the mountains if you like. Overall, I like the gun. I will tell you, the gun is, what do I want to say? It's pleasant to shoot, but it's not pleasant to shoot a lot. 300 PRC definitely recoils more. This is a little more than a 6.5 PRC. It's not like shoulder bruising, but I put 40 rounds through it, and I know that I shot it 40 times, all right? So that's all I'm gonna say. It does recoil less if you can load the bipod. All right, overall, love the gun. Love the way that it's set up for the type of hunting that I'm doing. How does it perform terminal ballistics? We're going to figure that out this weekend, and I'll let you guys know. I typically don't shoot that far when I hunt. The 600 mark is where I want to be really, really good. I feel like, 600 is just everywhere I'm at. That 600 mark seems to be somewhere where you can get and still have a conversation, pick your animal, if you've got young ones there, or, 600 is really good. It's easier to call the wind in 600. These bigger 7s do really well at 600, so I stopped at 600. I got great dope on this at 600. I'm very confident in it. I really do want to get 100 rounds down it, probably 120 before I take it on the hunt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the gun. After I clean the gun tonight, I'm going to come back out tomorrow, throw another 40 down, and I'll do that 4 days this week, and my gun should be sped up. I should have it literally fine-tuned in here and ready to go for the aoudad.